thank you for joining me today for another YouTube video. I want to quickly unbox my 2024 Sterling Ink Common Planner. I apologize in advance. I know I don't sound tip-top shape. I have been dealing with a really bad cold for over a week now. I'm super exhausted and annoyed with it, but we are here where we are. So in any case, I used, for context on we'll just get right into it, by the way. For context, I used the 2023 Common Planner all year, and I absolutely adored it. So I knew instantly when I received my 2023 Common Planner that I would be a repeat customer. I knew that I would stick with it. It was everything that I wanted, and that come this year, 2024, that I would want to get back into the same planner if Catherine was choosing to make it. And she did, thankfully, so I am very happy. Got my tea there to help me in case I start to cough, which I really hope I do not. All right, and just gonna check to make sure there's no packing slip. Doesn't look like there is. When you open the box, your planner will come just like this, which is nice. I loved the packaging from last year. Absolutely adored it. As you can see, there's a little peekaboo there, so you probably already know which one I got. This box appears to be different from last year's. I would have been fine if they stayed the same because I liked that box so much. I kept it. I have it just under my desk here. And it looks like she sent a little envelope with a business card and some additional stickers, which I think is really nice. It's always a great to get extras. I'm going to set that aside. And this year there were 3 incredible colors that I was just obsessed with and couldn't figure out which one I wanted to get. So without further ado, as you probably already saw, I have in my hands the caramel one with the gold edges. I did choose to get the full year again. I wasn't certain I was going to do that for 2024 because I will do a quick comparison. This is my 2023. I had a cover over it, clear cover with some graphic bits over it, and I took it out because reasons that I can't recall at the moment. But in any case, so this was my 2023. I loved it. It was very well used. Obviously, there's a lot of unused pages here, which is why I was debating getting the I forgot which one she called, or what it was called. It wasn't the half year, but it was like the thinner version of the full year. But at 122 pages in the back, I just wasn't certain that that would be enough. Currently, where I'm at right now in the book, I'm at page 118. So if 2024 was exactly like this year in terms of my page utilization, 120 pages, which is about this much, would be fantastic. But in my opinion, if she was going to do a thinner edition, I would have gone for something closer to 175 or 200 pages in the back, which would have landed us here. I think that's a nice halfway mark rather than 122, but maybe that's just me. Anyways, the thing about 2023, the only gripe per se that I had about the planner, because otherwise I thought it was perfect and in every way, was the black linen cover. It didn't hold up very well for me. I don't know if I was the only one, but I definitely got this huge indent in my spine, which I don't love. Excuse me. So that was a big thing for me where I was like, ugh, I didn't love that. And even as I continue to, get to the later part of the year here, it makes it hard for me to want to use it because I just hate how it sits in my planner cover. Granted, I do keep it, as you can see, in a Janet Leather Brown VDS Custom. This custom is the standard B6 size. So when I slide it in here and close up the book, Oopsies. There we go. It goes right up against my pen. So I'm like internally in my head, I'm like, I'm not really sure if that huge break in the spine is more related to my pen rubbing up against the pages all year and kind of pushing the spine back there. That's a possibility. I don't know. It would be interesting to see how other people in the community's planners held up over the year. But going back to unboxing this guy, I just wanted to detour about that really quick. I'm going to open up the packaging. Ooh. I do like the way this feels. It definitely has a very nice leatherette feel to it. It's definitely not as soft as your Janet Leather Brown, so like, obviously, right? The cover, I'm trying to see if there's pages here. No, there's not. It's just, I think I'm just double checking that that's just the cover, and it appears it is. It seems more durable. Cool. Maybe, based on the thickness of the cover, maybe we don't end up with that spine issue that I had last year, which would be great. Looking at the first couple of pages, you know, you got your year at a glance, you've got a blank page for your vision board, your goal breakdown, your quarterly breakdown across 4 pages, it looks like. And you hop right into December for the monthly spreads. It goes through, oops. Oh, we get, oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. What? So this one, you've got November, December, January, and okay, so it goes through January. I'm sorry, I was like totally not putting that together. I was like, well, how does it go so many months in? That's because 2024 is next year, Ashley, obviously. All right, and then you go into your vertical weeklies. I feel like this looks different. She might have mentioned that in the walkthrough that she did online, but I might have missed it. Oh yeah, so it looks like she got rid of the dividing line in between the times. That's interesting. Excuse me. I don't love that or hate that. It just is what it is. I don't heavily use these spreads, so that's not too big of a concern for me. I actually think I might have preferred to have that, but we will see how I feel as time goes on. So after all of those vertical weeklies, obviously, you'll hop in. Page 1 here will be the start of your blank daily pages, and you will end up on page 369 with blank pages, and that will be your whole book. I love that. I think that's super streamlined and great. Let's see. I think she said that the printing on the grid got a little darker this year. I mean, maybe. For me, I don't think that there's such a noticeable difference. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's not super noticeable for me. Let's see if it's any more. Oh, going back to the monthlies, let me just quickly check the headers. Okay. So whereas the 2023 headers kind of had like a shader behind it, these are just white. I think I prefer the shader. Again, already some changes that, you know, to each his own, everybody's a little bit different. I prefer this look better. So the font change, I think the font got just a tiny bit heavier, which is fine. I do like that change, actually. I mean, I like both, because I think there's value in both. I like the thinner font for looking a little more minimalist and just pretty. Let's see. Let's look at these first few pages here. Going to the year at a glance. Again, the shader behind the, weeks? got lighter for me there. That's fine. I don't super hate that. I actually think, again, I prefer it in the older version. I'm gonna skip past my goals because those are personal for me. Oops. All right. Here we are on the quarterly page. Looking fairly similar. I actually think this is a little darker here than here, so that's interesting. And yeah, so that's, I think, the bulk of differences and changes. Let's see. It does lay flat. Oh, I should probably move this. I will say right off the bat, I'm not a huge fan of the packaging versus last year. Last year's was really awesome, and this was a little bit of a step down. So it lays flat, it opens flat, I should say. Does it lay flat? Not 100%, because I'm pretty far to the back here, and it's not quite. Towards the middle, obviously there's enough weight on it to weigh it down. In the front, it kind of picks up also. I can't really do a side-by-side comparison of the 2023 version there because obviously I've been in it all year, so it has kind of broken in a little more. Because this starts with December of this year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Because the book starts with December of this year, I will already tell you right now that I will 100% transfer over before the end of this year from my 2023 into my 2024. I will say this much. I'm actually a little sad that I didn't pick one of the other colors, because now, having looked at the caramel color in person, I don't like it as much as I thought that I might like it. The black was so classy and beautiful, and maybe I should have just stuck with the black. Or, you know, I was also debating the blush, or the, I should really just get this out of it. I was also debating blush, I was also debating the olivey green color, possibly the black, but I think this initially, like when I first saw it, was so striking that I was like, oh my goodness. Let's see how, I don't anticipate that it will fit any differently in my VDS custom cover. So if I just put it in here like so. I mean, this is what it looked like at the beginning of the year. I mean, it looked perfect. It looked like an absolutely gorgeous fit. It doesn't even look like my pen is really impacting it all that much. But obviously, as the year went on, that was not as much the case anymore when the book was no longer perfect in the spine area. So it's really tough to say, did the spine bow like that because of the pen loop or not? Either way, I am going to get another VDS made with the thickness of the spine accommodated for, and I will let you all know how that turns out. Another thing is, I am very partial to these warm tone brown leather covers. This has been my favorite color so far for this cover. And with the caramel, I mean, obviously I could have anticipated that they might not look quite great together, but that's no harm done because I love putting a clear cover over it. This is the Common Planner clear cover from this year. Pardon that it has a little bit of like imperfection in the colors. I don't know where that came from. And I have a card in here for my husband. But if I just want to see how this will fit. So, and I know that Catherine did mention that the original clear covers were a tight fit for this planner. And I think I'm certainly finding that to be true, so I'm not going to force it. Come on. I will obviously just have to buy one to cover or to account for that extra space needed. And you can actually see here, like, it definitely is too tight to go over the new one, so I will have to order a new one from her. But generally, if I am putting her what are these things called? Vellums in a clear cover over my cover, then ultimately the color of the actual cover doesn't matter so much. As you can see with my black one, I did put a hollow sticker with my name on it, and was intending to use it just bare in my VDS cover, but because I started to see just like how thin this cover was and that it wasn't going to last the year if I did that, I definitely made sure to put a clear cover over it. With the 2024 edition, I don't get the sense that it will have the same wear and tear issues. I just don't happen to like the color, so there's that. And I shouldn't say I don't like the color. I don't like the color as much. It's not as striking as the black was, and I should have just gone or stayed with the black or gone with the blush, because the blush would have, I think, looked pretty good in here. Even the olive green would have looked pretty good in here. I'm having a little bit of a panic because we recently moved earlier this year. I shouldn't say recently because it was several months ago at this point, but we're still getting ourselves organized, and especially in my office space here. And I, for example, just realized that a couple of my VDS covers are missing. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? Okay. So the other VDS custom cover that I have for the B6 size is a VDS Stardust, and I will cry if it's literally actually missing, but it is currently missing. I pray that it's still packed in a box somewhere and I will find it, but at the moment I can't. So just picture, if you have a Stardust or you know what the Stardust looks like, what this will look like in it. If I had it, I'm sure this color would be just fine combined with the Stardust. But when I do want to transition to my VDS, this is the Janet Leather Brown. These two, I would definitely put a cover with a vellum over it to kind of get that to work a little more together and be a little more aesthetically pleasing. So there's that. So yeah, it's, that is my really quick, hopefully this was quick, VDS unboxing of the 2024 B6 Full Year Common Planner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments about anything, feel free to drop those down below. I'll read and I'll respond. Or you can also reach me by direct message on Instagram at Gilded Lace and Paper as well. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.